You might be thinking to yourself, one day I was just offering extra help, making a meal, doing few chores for them. And then all of a sudden, now I'm feeling this weight of caregiving where I'm helping them with medical decisions. I'm helping with up leveling care. I'm, spending more time there maybe than you had ever anticipated. And you might even be consider a change of environment for them. Mm. This is where we're wondering if we're being selfish. We might even have somebody, a sibling, a relative, a friend, who's more than happy to say that we're doing things out of selfishness for our own needs. So ask yourself the question, right? Will I be personally gaining anything? Is it time to sell dad's car? That could be one way to get him to stop driving and not have the car there. But maybe you need the money to help pay for some extra care that needs to come in. Or maybe you're looking at moving him to a facility. Is it time to discuss power of attorney? Oh my, this is a big one. I talk all the time with my clients about power of attorney. In the membership, we even have the guide on knowing the 6 different types of power of attorney. Because let me tell you, if you don't have the right one, you're not getting anywhere. Super important. Is it time to sell the house? Wow, this one can be a hard one. I had to go through selling what was the only home I knew as a child, right? And when I moved my mother into a facility. And a lot of relatives can have a lot to say about that. That could be really difficult. And you have to ask yourself, will I personally be gaining as a result of selling the house? Am I going to be taking the money and using it? Or am I putting that money toward my loved one's care because they need their care up leveled? You see, the things that cause us self doubt is the judgment that we place on ourselves or the judgments that we feel that other people are placing on us. Sometimes they don't even have to say it. Sometimes we think it, right? We think what we think they're thinking. So these 3 questions are really asking you if you are noble and honest, right? Are you trustworthy? And do you have integrity to do what's right for your loved one when nobody is looking? That's what those 3 questions are asking, and that's what you're questioning about yourself. That chatter from other people, from relatives, friends, who knows, the neighbors, right? That chatter, you can just put up against these 3 questions and keep moving forward for yourself. Because if you can answer yes to each of these questions, then you are giving care out of love and compassion. And you can't go wrong with that. Because remember, there's a lot of different ways to care for your loved one. Now, it doesn't mean that others will necessarily see your acts as noble and trustworthy. And that is why it's so important to be grounded in these 3 questions, to be thinking about them. And if you can learn to stay in the integrity with yourself and with your loved one, in the really serious decisions that come up in the future, they will become easier because you know that you're doing it for the right reasons. You know you're coming from a place of compassion. So I have a client and he and his siblings now are making the decision to honor the DNR, the do not resuscitate, right? That was a decision that his mother had made. And now they're in a situation where they're on the downhill decline, right? It's a really heavy decision. And we talk about these things in detail in my membership, Caregivers Thriving. We talk about it a lot. We cover that topic of making difficult decisions. But my client has been working with me and he's been working with integrity because when things get tough, he comes and has a support session with me and we talk it out and we look at these 3 questions and we put it up in every light to decide, is he really making the right decision for his loved one? And as you can imagine, each one of the different siblings, they're all weighing in and they all have different opinions. But he's the primary caregiver and eventually will become the executor, right? He knows that he's been doing what is best for her, and he knows what her wishes are. Is the decision easy? Absolutely not. And that's why he continues to come back to support sessions when he's really starting to question himself, when a new crisis arrives. But he's practiced answering the questions and reaffirming that what he is doing is right for his loved one. It's appropriate for her. So he's built the confidence to know that his heart is in the right place and his decisions are coming from compassion. So, my question to you is, what doubts do you have? And can we put them up against these three questions? Part of combating self doubt is knowing that you're prepared when times are difficult, right? If you're prepared, you know the answer when the crisis arises, you know what you're going to do. I will be here for you, whether it is just to listen. I have listening sessions. Sometimes people just they'll sign up and they'll say, I just need to vent. I just can't believe this just happened. And they just share it all. And then we can talk about it. Once they get it out, they often want to talk about it. Sometimes they don't, and that's okay because they know that I've been there. No judgment. Many times, new clients, when they join the membership, they'll tell me after their first session with me, they'll say, I was really scared because I thought you were going to tell me all the things I was doing wrong. What's my first rule? There's no wrong way to care for your loved one. As a partner with you, we can look at caregiving in a lot of different lights and analyze it and sort of be a sounding board and think about different options. And you get to pick the options that work for you. And you get to have time in your own life without feeling guilty about it. You get to come and talk with me about all of your frustrations, get them off your chest, get that heavy burden off your shoulders, and to be able to move on and concentrate in your own family, your own job, your own things that you want to do as a hobby. Do you know how many caregivers forget about any kind of enjoyment because they feel guilty that if they're taking time out to go to a concert or out with friends to eat or just to do a craft that they like, a sport that they like, they feel guilty that they can't do it because their loved one is in a nursing home or their loved one is in a bedroom in their house and they feel guilty leaving them. I will partner with you and work with you through all of the things that happen in that journey called caregiving. I hope to be hearing from you very soon. Take care, my friend.